Hi, I'm Belinda and welcome to Belinda's Baubles. Today is day 2 of the North Texas Yarn Crawl. It is Saturday, April 26, 2025, and it is a beautiful day here in Texas. It's supposed to get up to about 80 degrees. I think it's 73 right now, and I'm looking forward to a nice day after the storms to just drive around the metroplex. I'm going to be going into the Dallas area today. I live in Fort Worth, if you're not familiar with me. And I'm going to be going over towards Dallas and all over that area. We could end up hitting one shop. We could end up hitting 5 shops. Anywhere in between. I'm just going to take my time, relax, and not force myself to make sure I make all the shops because it's just not happening this year. I'm just too tired from family stuff going on and work and all of that. Okay, so what I'm wearing. I am wearing the Nikita tee by Lena, and I cannot pronounce her name correctly, so I'm going to put a link down below. But it is made from Fiberlady Mckinney, which is a bamboo and cotton. And I made this in 2019 and put it into the Texas State Fair and won a blue ribbon. It's just so comfortable. I know the open shoulders aren't in style anymore, but you know what? It's so comfortable, it's beautiful, and I feel so good in it. I'm just going to keep wearing it, whether it's in style or not. All right, so what's up first? I need some coffee. So come on, let's go get some coffee and let's get crawling. A part of going on a yarn crawl is the drive. Today is about 3 hours worth of driving between all the different shops, and right now we're heading into Dallas and the Ski Dallas building there on the right. And our first stop is Knit Dallas. Knit Dallas is located in a shopping center, and you walk in and it's just bright, airy. I had someone describe to a little boy that this is our candy store, and it really is. The first thing that caught my eye was this vest. I love all that garter and just the marling of the colors together. But it's just, you can take a breath whenever you come into this shop. Now, Knit Dallas, what they have mostly is non-superwash wool and other fibers. Now they do have a whole wall of Madeline Tosh and some other superwash wools, but the majority of everything in here is going to be non-superwash. They did have a trunk show, Chicken Coop Dyeworks. And you come up to her booth, and what you want to do is grab one of these buckets and start putting together a kit for a emotional support chicken. Wouldn't that be perfect here? All right, these little spools from Plied are always so fun to look at and figure out how to add just a little bit of color into a project. And there's all sorts of notions all throughout the shop. I think these are Cocoa Knits. Can't quite see. And I saw several bags, but these 2 bags really caught my eye. Can you think of why? I definitely take my knitting and crochet everywhere. And of course, a vest. Wrong tag. That was for the socks. Let's see here. I'm trying to at least give you a chance if you want to pause to take a look at some of these pattern names that have caught my eye, but you just never know. There is just so much inspiration and things to look at in here. And this is, I think, Farmer's Daughter. Let's see. Yes, Farmer's Daughter fibers. And those are just so soft. And that loopy mango. I'm going to show you a top in a minute. Made out of loopy mango. See here. This was fun. What do I see next? This is the top made out of loopy mango. Oops, that's the scarf. Where's the top? Let's see here. This is the puff sleeve top in the Mohair So Soft. And just take a look at this. Isn't that fun? I want to wear it with my big leg jeans. Okay, so here is the Madeline Toshwall. And look what I found. Patty Lyons Knitting Bag of Tricks. They have a lot of different fibers, a lot of different price points. And it's just, there's something to find around every corner. Now, I know I mentioned in some of my previous things that I was wanting to do kind of a scavenger hunt, but unfortunately with all the family stuff going on, I just did not have a chance to pull that together. I apologize. Maybe next year. Ooh, this was so cool. You've got sparkle and speckles and just all that different texture right there. And these soft, soft colors. It was like an Easter bag next to the brights. Okay, next up we're on to Farmersville, Texas. It's about an hour's drive, and no, you don't have to sit through an hour's worth of the drive. See, I sped it up for you. We're coming in towards the historic downtown area, and Farmersville on the square has 2 yarn shops. I won't go into all of the drama there, but there is some drama with it, and just Google Farmersville, Texas yarn shops, and you'll see the articles in regards to it. It's a fun read. For some reason I am following a fire truck. And I saw a lot of fire trucks on the road. I don't know what the deal was with that. Okay, so right up here at the stop sign on the right is Yarn and You, and we're going to be coming back there. And this is real-time driving, so you know, just this is how close these 2 yarn shops are. So there's Yarn and You. We're going to go down to the other end of the town square. And across from the flag up there on the right is where we're headed next. Fiber Circle. And this yarn shop is on 2 levels of this building. I believe the owner lives on the 3rd level, and I'm just kind of giving you an overview. It's like going through, to me, it's like going through your grandmother's attic. You're just wandering through tons and tons of stuff. Now, she has some new things that have come in, but she also has some older things. And if you're looking for something that may be discontinued, there's a good chance you may find it in here. let's head back down onto the first floor. And the owner knows where everything is in here, which is somewhat amazing to me because I get lost. But I had asked her if she had any shibui because Karen with Bobblehead Knits was running into a problem with shibui, and I thought I'd found it, Karen, but unfortunately this one is, what was this? This is the Sema, which was the wrong base and the wrong color. All right, can you imagine? Drop spindles caught my eye here. These are 3D printed ones, and she actually gave me one of her prototypes because they were finding that when they were printing doing the 3D printing, that if you dropped them, they would break. And she's added a screw through the middle. All right, so now we're on to yarn and ute, just down at the other end of the square. This is a wonderful old historic building, and coming in we find a trunk show with a chick that knits. They are out of Oklahoma if you're not familiar with them, and they have their own YouTube channel, and they also have a stand-alone store now that's open certain times with their dye studio. And they do a lot with okay, y'all are shouting at me what this is called. And here are the chicks that knit, Tammy and Rebecca. All right, the owner of this shop, she has everything set out in the different weights. And over on the left-hand side is all the sock yarn because she is sock crazy. That is her favorite thing, it seems like. And so she has some great sock yarns, but it doesn't mean she doesn't have inspiration, like with all this Noro and crochet.
Cranking tubes out of sock yarn for an afterthought everything class. Look down in the middle. That's the cool part.
I actually thought it was going to be a lot more. It's super simple. It's just rattle and increase.
I get out of your way.
I feel
my fingers in here. I love when I get a bit of action. Aren't those adorable? I don't know that I want to make a full-size adult one, but I might make a baby one. All right, so here's the sock wall. I'm telling you, all these different dyers and everything. And she has a Texas wall down here as well of sock yarns. Look at this. Texas born, Texas dyed. Of course, you got all the puffs. There's some Madeline Tosh. And then on in to all, again, I love how these dyers have great variety. Or not dyers, but the shops have different variety. A lot of these are different yarns at different locations. So I love finding something new at all that I haven't seen at all the different ones. It very much shows how the shop owners, each one of them is so unique, and this is so soft. And what catches their eye are different things. They definitely bring their personalities to their shops. So what's catching your eye? Has anything caught your eye? Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. This is the coolest thing. Okay, the Cascada t-shirt. The only thing is it's not size inclusive. It only goes up to a size large, but look at this. She moved the panel to the back. And then this is a free pattern, so I'm thinking I may just pull the pattern and add it to something else. All right, so on to Mckinney. I love this wall walking in from the parking lot. It just always makes me smile. And here we are at Mckinney Knittery. We're on the square, basically, in Mckinney, and this shop is unique in that it has not just yarn, but also fabric. I'll show you some of that at the end. Now, look at all these spin cycles and La Bien Amie. Oh, someday I may do some spin cycle, but it's just not something I've been willing to spend the money on yet. But I do love the look of them. Oh. Have any of you worked with spin cycle? I'm curious how it works up. Okay, so here is some different workhorse yarns. And I love this sign. Freeze frame it, take a picture of it. It's great for having so much detail on which yarns you can add. Now there's also a trunk show here, Twisted Ambitions yarn, and I got to meet Ross. Last year, I missed his show, but they were taking it. Isn't he great? He was so much fun to hang out with. But last year, I was able to get a mini because they had already were already sending everything back, and just the colors are so saturated. But I have that mini that was part of my Scrappy Advent, and I was glad to get to see the actual show. He is out of Tulsa, Oklahoma area. And look at all these bright colors, dark colors. There's so much depth. Don't you see so many projects ready to be made? Okay, back to the rest of the shop. Okay, so what would you use this Ito thread for? Anybody? They're so cool and cute, and I just don't know what you'd make with it. I need to look it up. Okay, so here is half of the La Bien Amie wall. It's on both sides. Look at this. And here are some quilts. Look at these. This is over on the other half of the shop. And there's so much fun fabric through here. Okay, on to our last stop, which is Fiberlady in Lewisville, Texas. Fiberlady is unique that they are actually a mill, a little mini mill, and they specialize in bamboo, but do use other fibers now. And the top I'm actually wearing today was some bamboo cotton mix from Fiberlady. I love this, where boo meets you. And even hemp. I have some hemp Bill gave me that I still haven't done anything with. I need to try that out. This one is, it went by me too fast. I couldn't even read it. I'm sorry. I didn't want to pause, but all these great samples, very flowy. Then they have other things as far as needles and other fibers, but the Fiberlady herself is really into spinning and weaving and all of that, and has done classes. Look at these locks. These are mohair locks. So you can get a lot of different varieties of fiber for spinning here. And aren't these bowls pretty? Dave took us to the back to give us a little bit of a show here on how some of the machines work. Follow it up into the bucket.
There it is.
And it comes over to here. Gets spun down. Now I would never be able to get it this thin. Look at that. So there's the single ply. And he had a tangle on the back of the plying machine, so he wasn't able to turn it on to show us how it was plied up. And then over here, this tells him
it's 1 3/4
how many wraps
yards
for the different weights.
63 inches around. Right?
To get them put into the hanks. All right, so here is the manicot, and this one right here. Does it look familiar? How about now? I mean, look at that. I've had this top and hat since 2019. You look at it up against the skein, and it looks the same. I'm intrigued by this one, this bison down. They got some bison from the Buffalo Wool Company, and he's spun it together. And it would be interesting to try that. I haven't yet. There's always got to be things for the future. I had not seen heritage silk to my knowledge before.
Oh, well, this is it for me today. I will be back for day 3 going through Fort Worth, so keep a lookout. Thanks for crawling with me today.